Hello and welcome back to Around the Block. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to another episode. Today we've got both legs against Shaktar Donetsk coming up in the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League, but this game could easily be a final. Shaktar Donetsk are a really good side, and if I'm honest with you, I think they could beat us. In the middle of all of that, though, we have a game against Volga as well in the Russian Premier League, so hopefully we win that to take ourselves a little closer to the top of the table. Now, since you guys were last here, we've played just the one game in between episodes since you were last here for the wins over Peripherals, and it was a 1-0 win over Dynamo Moscow. Joseph Mohamed gave us the 3 points in the 90th minute of the game. There we got particularly lucky to pick up all 3 points there, which is great to see. So in terms of the Russian Premier League, we stay in 4th position as it stands right now, but crucially, we do have 2 games in hand on Zenit St. Petersburg. So right now we're actually 12 points behind Zenit. But if we win our 2 games in hand, we'll be 6 points behind them, a lot closer, and it might make for a quite exciting end of the season. But obviously, because we've only had 1 game in between episodes, not an awful lot has happened at all. So we're going to jump straight into today's fixture, starting off with the away leg against Shakhtar Donetsk. And you look at the fixtures and you think that really Shakhtar and CSKA Moscow could easily be the final of this competition. I guess Marseille have probably got a shout of getting to the final of the competition as well. They're a very good side, but you look at it and think that we are the 2 strongest sides in there. I'd put money on it. If we look at the previous winners and finalists of the Europa Conference League, Marseille actually won it before as well, but you've got a few German teams in there, some Turkish teams, Italian teams, and obviously like the losing semi-finals, the losing finalists. Krasnodar got there the other year, a Russian side, which is good to see, but Hajduk split Genk there as well, so I do quite like how varied this competition can be in the finals. But fingers crossed, it's going to be us getting to the final this year. We've got Fruktal in goal in our 5 at the back formation with Dragicevic on the left, Sadikov, Anton and Miller in the middle, and Yegrov on the right-hand side because Borisov is suspended for this game after picking up a few yellow cards. Oblikov and Mohamed stay in the middle of the park with Cherchev just ahead of them. Brunslot and Markovic start up front, and you love to see this little triangle, which means they're all playing nicely together. So hopefully we have some really good understanding between these players, and they just start to score a few more goals now. So as kickoff is upon us, hopefully we're going to be getting a good result here today. If we can just sneak 1 or 2 away goals, I always say this, don't I? I always say this. Let's try and sneak 1 or 2 away goals in the away leg, and we don't normally do it. But if we can do that, it just puts us in such good stead. We might do it right now as the back pass is terrible. Oh, the keeper really recovers there to do well, and Brunslot putting it just wide of the mark, unfortunately. Is there Markovic putting a ball in the middle, cleared, but only as far as Sadikov, playing back to Markovic, who's on the corner duty for some reason. He actually got good corner taking, I think. That's why he's there. But it's a bit surprising for a striker to be there as, we can't quite get the ball in the back of the net. We are keeping the pressure on right now, though. Some good opportunities, but the highlight, unfortunately, finishes. So if you've got faith in us to win this game, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. That'd be massively appreciated. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for daily Football Manager content, which you love to see us. Shakhtar coming forward right now. Good block there from Dragicevic, but the clearance actually does work out nicely for us as we get the ball. Mohamed now out to Yegrov. Yegrov coming forward. Yegorov? I can't say his name properly. I think I'm saying it all wrong. I'll try and get a better look at it in a second and try and say it correctly. But in the meantime, Shakhtar coming forward. Fruktal with a good double save there in the end. Oof, he shouldn't have dropped the ball on the first occasion, I don't think. Yegorov. Okay, I think I was saying it something similar to that maybe. Yegorov. I'll try and stick to that now. Either way, he's picked up a yellow card in this first half, which has been pretty uneventful so far. But Shakhtar are the better of the 2 sides right now. I guess that home advantage maybe helps them out a little bit with that. But the 5 at the back system working very well, doing its job, not conceding any goals. And you can guarantee, I've said that now, that this highlight will lead to a goal for them. I can guarantee that's going to happen now as they get the ball out wide, put the ball in the middle. Andre Silva can't win their header, and it's, well, not a penalty. I thought it could be a penalty there, but we're coming on the counter-attack right now. Brunslot on the ball, back to Mohamed, into Yegorov, which I think I'm saying wrong still, but Miller back into Oblyakov, into Cherchev, Oblyakov, Yegorov coming forward with the ball back to Oblyakov. I love all the ovs at the end of names. That's fairly simple to say. As Brunslot can't get there, but how have we not scored a goal there? Oh, we have scored a goal. Joseph Mohamed somehow turns that in the back of the net. Let's watch this on the highlight and see exactly what happened there, because I think there were 3 or 4 opportunities there for us to score a goal, and we messed it up a little bit. So Dragicevic puts the ball in, Brunslot heads it, saved acrobatically. Markovic smacks it into the post, and then somehow the defenders mess it up a little bit, and then Mohamed just puts it in the back of the net. Okay, we get there in the end. We score the goal. That's what we needed. That's a crucial away goal as well, right before half-time. The perfect time to score. Good first half. See, if we manage to dispatch of Shakhtar Donetsk today, And hopefully Lokomotiv Moscow will do something against Marseille. Although it's 0-0 in that game right now, you've got to say we are the favourites of this competition if we can knock out Shakhtar Donetsk. I think we have to be the favourites. They look to come forward to grab a goal. Good save from Fruchtel, though. Resulting corner being swung into the middle. Cleared. Cherchev, I'm not quite sure what he did, but Shakhtar have scored that one. He must have done something bad there. Really bad, because I'm a 5.9 rating now. And if I'm honest with you, I did skip the replay by accident. I didn't mean to do that. So, issues there. But that was not great from Cherchev. But we have still got that away goal. Obliakov is going to come off for Lenny Gel. Give him a little bit of a rest because he's particularly tired out there. I think Cherchev's been playing well all game, but just had a mistake leading to their goal or something like that. So let's not take him off just yet. Unless his morale... Let's leave him on. Let's leave him on. He'll be fine. But Popov is going to come on for Markovic, I think. A 1-1 draw away from home isn't actually that bad. I mean, I want to go a little bit more attacking, but I just need to remember that this is over 2 legs, all right? Let's just calm down a little bit. This game's over 2 legs. So let's not worry about a draw right now, especially when our defence has held so well, because they've been all over us, to be fair, Shakhtar. And I think we have to be favourites in our home leg. So I am feeling confident. So these are the results after that first round of fixtures. Dinamo Zagreb winning 3-0 against Vitesse. You can say they're pretty much through. Marseille got a goal late on against Moscow, as did Pleasant against Slovan Bratislava. Interesting. 2 days off until this game against Volga. We'll probably try and switch things around a little bit, but it's also probably a decent idea to rest the players as well. Most players actually seem pretty fit, but what we'll do is we'll take Obliakov off and rest him and swap Lenny Gel over there. That might actually be the only personnel change we make, because everyone's actually surprisingly fit, apart from the wing backs maybe. But I want to leave these two on the pitch because I want to try something with them. I'm going to try. Let's try pushing them forward just a little bit. Can we get them forward? Why won't you go forward? Why won't it move? How am I? Well, he moves. Why isn't Yegorov moving? There we go. Okay. I want to try the wing backs. Now, this is the game that we really should be winning, hands down pretty easily. So I feel like maybe going a little more attacking with these wing backs might help us out. Because ultimately I want to do it with our formation. But these guys aren't quite suitable to those roles just yet. I'd like them to be a bit more suited through training and stuff. But sometimes you have to give them match practice in these positions to actually help them out a little bit. So that's the move there. That's the slight tactical change we'll make. And let's see if it gives us any sort of extra attacking dynamic. So once again, kickoff is upon us here today. And hopefully we're going to see these wing backs just bombing up and down the sides, putting those crosses in. We might want to change one of our strikers to a target man potentially at some point on support, just knock the ball down for Brunslot. But Yegorov coming forward with a great cross into Brunslot, who can't quite win the ball, but we do retain possession as Lenny Gel gets it out to Dragicevic, who can put the ball in the middle. Go on, lad. Go on, lad. In the middle. He does. Brunslot's there, and it somehow goes in the back of the net. It goes down as an own goal in the end, though, so potentially the keeper just sort of pushed it in there himself, which is a little bit unfortunate for Brunslot not getting the goal counting there. But let's have a look at this then. So Dragicevic gets it into the middle. In the end, he gets it in the middle. Brunslot, and I'm not entirely sure what happens there. The keeper seems to jump over it, and it just seems to sort of bounce off him and go in the back of a net. I'd give that to Brunslot personally, but obviously the game thinks differently. Because the shot was on target. I thought if the shot was on target in the first instance, even if it does change course dramatically, it still counts as that player's... I don't know. I've not got a clue. Just before we head into half-time, though, Zenit have played their game before we've played our game and won it. So they are still 12 points clear of us. This isn't one of our games in hand, unfortunately. So we're still going to have to sort of sit back and wait for them. But we are overtaking Spartak Moscow right now, level on games, which is good to see. So we're ahead of them, which is great. As we've just scored another goal. Jim Bruinslot with his 18th of the season. I think it was from a corner from Lenny Gel. Let's have a quick look at this on the replay again. Yeah, a Lenny Gel corner. Swung into the middle, and it's just a very good header from Brunslot. It looks like he just jumped through the defender to head that, but that's how good he is. He can just jump through players. Imagine having that ability or something like that. The ability to jump through players. That'd be pretty sick, wouldn't it? But again, this game is, as we expected, pretty routine, I must say. So I do want to take both the wing backs off and replace them. So Horny on the left-hand side, although he's really not very good. Is Akiv any better? Can he play there? Not really. And this is why I was very hesitant to move these players further up the field, because they're just not that suited to the position. If I remember rightly, actually, we don't have Borisov on the bench. Forgot to put him back on the bench. So in that case, you're going to have to stay there for the game, unfortunately. But you will be swapped out for the Shakhtar Donetsk game, so it doesn't matter too much there. Mohamed looking tired in the middle. We'll take him off for a little break for Obliakov. We need more centre midfielders next season. We are running pretty low on centre mids. We've only got 3 that we can sort of rely on, to be fair, as we've got a free kick, or defending a free kick here from Volga. Volga to put this one into the middle. Another Popov on the ball. He swings it in, and it's headed away from goal, and it's good opportunity for Volga. I think it's the first opportunity we've seen them have all game, and they've nearly made us pay there from a set piece, and they've still got possession right now as Yusupov on the ball. I wonder if he's related to the people that killed Rasputin in the Yusupov Palace. I wonder if that's the thing. Or more likely, it's just a popular Russian surname, so no relation. But it would be cool if they were. Kind of. Of course, if you're not a bit of a history nerd like I am, I don't expect anyone to know exactly what I was talking about then. But again, a few days off now before we have the return leg of the Shakhtar Donetsk game. And I'm feeling confident, if I'm honest with you. I feel like we're in a good position and we can really dominate that game. Not quite sure why I feel confident, because they absolutely dominated us at their place with 25 shots to about 8 shots. So I'm not quite sure why I feel so confident, but I do. Well, I think it's our defence that makes me feel so confident, because we've hardly conceded any goals at all since we moved to this 5 at the back system. So it's the defence I just have like ultimate faith in. So what we'll do is bring the wing-backs back into the more traditional sort of positioning, I would suppose. We'll bring Borisov on for Yegorov there as well. We'll put him on the bench in case we possibly need him. Obliakov will come back on for Lenigel as well. But that is the lineup, and that is how it's going to be. So, kickoff is upon us for the final time in today's episode, but hopefully not the final time in the Europa Conference League. I'm expecting us to get a good result here today, as Shakhtar have a highlight straight from kickoff almost. A good clearance though, as Brunslot gets on the ball. Come on lad, get down the wing, get across in the middle. Markovic with there waiting for you as he gets it into Cherchev instead. Obliakov back to Brunslot. Dragicevic, oh great passing play here. And we've got the opening goal of the game. That was fantastic lads. I am really pleased with that one. That was a really good show of footballing display there. The passing was superb. The tiki-taka really working very nicely there. As we get the ball, what a move. I'm very impressed with that. That's a really satisfying goal to watch, and topped off with a great header from Markovic. What a goal. And just like that, we are 2-1 up on aggregate, which you love to see as well. We've got that away goal, although that doesn't really matter right now because we're winning. If they score to level things up, the away goals don't count. So it's not that important, the away goal at the moment. But Shakhtar need to get back in this game. But the thing is, our defence, this 5 at the back system that we've got, it's just a brick wall. Like, they're not getting through it. I mean, they got through it at their home ground quite a few times, but they couldn't score goals. They're having shots from distance, I think. Whereas this first half, we've limited them to 0 shots. What a defensive display. I'm really happy with that. Let's just keep it going for the rest of the game. And lads, this is absolutely perfect. Cherchev's made a lot of mistakes today, apparently. Maybe it might be worth dropping him for a game or two, because he's not played the best in today's episode. That's a huge free kick to Markovic. And Markovic, just like that, makes it to his 10th of the season for him as well. Brunslot's up to 18 goals he's got now. So really good tallies between these two strikers. I think we could easily see 40 goals by the end of the season between the both of them, which is absolutely incredible, as Markovic just rounds the keeper easily. Far too easily. Shakhtar, cry your eyes out, lads. You're going home. And if we can make it 3 right now, that is going to be game over, as Obliakov gets it back to Dragicevic. Come on. Good cross into the middle, which he has done. Markovic looking for his hat-trick. Can't quite get it. But we are going to get the corner, which Markovic will be taking. And the highlight continues. Come on, then. Top bins. Or just don't clear the first man. Okay, that's fair enough, as Cherchev gets the ball. Dragicevic is the highlight. Oh, finish. I thought it was going to continue. Rubbish highlight, that one. We will take Cherchev off. We're going to bring Amelin on for him in the attack. Oh, that's the wrong person. We'll take Cherchev off, not Obliakov off, for Amelin in the attacking midfield. Anton looking a little bit complacent, which I'm not pleased with. I don't like that at the back, even in these like big games. So we'll take him off for London, and the same with Mohamed. He's looking complacent. So let's bring Lenigel on in that position instead. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in other games. Lokomotiv Moscow 1-1 with Marseille. Pleasant are going through as it stands right now. And Vitesse having a comeback, but I think it's going to be too little, too late for them, as it's full time here. We're going through to the semi-finals. You love to see it. Fantastic result there. Congratulations, lads. And in the end, it's Marseille going through against Lokomotiv Moscow. Victoria Pleasant go through, and Dinamo Zagreb go through as well, despite losing to Vitesse there. So who do we play? I can't remember. We are going to be playing against Victoria Pleasant. And if I'm honest with you, that is an easier tie than we've had in any tie so far, if I'm honest with you. I genuinely think that's the easiest tie we've had in the Europa Conference League so far, which now guarantees that we are going to lose it or something like that. But I can't see a situation where we're not making the final now. So those games are a little further away. I think what we'll do next episode is play Victoria Pleasant and Spartak Moscow, skip this game, do it off camera, and then do Victoria Pleasant. Otherwise, it would just be a ridiculously long episode, and we don't like that too much. We like episodes to be a good length, but not too long. So the Victoria Pleasant semi-finals are actually a little further apart than the other games have been against Frank Varosha and Shakhtar. But I think what we'll do next episode is play Victoria Pleasant, Spartak Moscow, probably this game off camera, I would imagine, unless of course these games go really quickly, and then of course afterwards the Victoria Pleasant second leg. So we'll get through all of this in the next episode, which will be very exciting. A chance to book ourselves into the final of the Europa Conference League and a huge Moscow derby as well. What more could you want? Actually, don't answer that, because you could probably want so much more stuff, and just in life in general, I would imagine. So thank you ever so much for watching today's episode. I am buzzing for next episode now, because I just, like I say, I just can't see us not getting through and always talk about it. I know he's going to come to bite me in the back at some point, but I just can't see us losing it. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, do drop a like on the video for me, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.